Hello and welcome to Prime's Corner of the SML Podcast. This is my second episode in 3 days, so I think I'm off to a good start with this. I've noticed Field dropped his second episode, so not to be outdone, I had to drop another episode. We definitely need to link up and do an episode together, but I guess that is a topic for another day. Once again, it's conflicting schedules, stuff like that, and we figured, hey, let's just upload as much content as possible. So anyway, just wanted to say, looks like some guys have been doing their best effort to schedule games, which I think is a great job. In my opinion, the best way to schedule a game is tag someone in a post, say, hey, for example, Seahawks, DM, tag them in the post, and do all scheduling through the direct message, because the message won't get lost in the chat, and you'll have a little notification once you get a direct message. Most people actually just silent the group chat, so if you don't tag somebody in a post, they're just going to lose the message, and then you can always just refer back to a direct message way easier than a post in a social chat, which could get buried with just nonsense. But anyway, in other news, I was thinking forward to Madden 18 and a few things that I just wanted to confirm that are happening. I've talked to a few guys about this, and Field actually brought this up, but we will be doing the Twitter accounts. I'm actually going to start creating Twitter accounts, probably 2 or 3 a day for the next 10 days or so it's not too overwhelming. And so we'll have the Twitter accounts ready for Madden 18 cycle for each team. So, and of course, we'll just hand them out to each person, their unique passwords or whatnot. So, there's that. And I just wanted to comment on the game of the week as well. Game of the week is the Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. So, the Panthers are a one-time Super Bowl champion. W.L. Jones, you all know him. He's a great regular season player. He's got a Super Bowl, so obviously he knows how to win a championship. He lost last year's Super Bowl in the game-winning kick. So, he's an established veteran at 11-1. Once again, looks like he's en route to possibly win yet another conference, championship and get to the Super Bowl once more. But on the AFC side of this game of the week, you have the Denver Broncos, and, the owner, I think his name is like TPC Plowboy or something. He's playing with pretty much a crap team, honestly, and that's what's pretty impressive about everything is he's 10-2, and I think one of his losses were actually before he even joined. So his team's 80 overall, and his quarterback is Harris Neal. And Harris Neal, as I'm pulling up his Daddy Leagues page, the guy's not actually too bad. It looks like he's a rookie quarterback. He's got some mobility, so watch out for that. And he's 85 overall, so not too great. But when you compare it to the Panthers, and their team is 88 overall, so it'll just be an interesting chess match. I think that game could go either way. And the Broncos have had some serious wins here. It's not like they're getting wins over team like computer wins or just guys who might not have the best records. I mean, they beat the Chargers, they beat the they beat the Jags, they beat the Bills, they beat the Dolphins, they beat the Chiefs, they beat the Jets as well, and they beat the Raiders. So, I mean, just some crazy wins, and that's just briefly looking at their schedule. So it's going to be very exciting to see how that one plays out. Anyway, I just wanted to also comment on one more thing here, and that would just be going forward in GroupMe for Madden 18. This isn't going to be effective because it'll just be, until Madden 18, once we get the teams picked and everything. In social chat, and this is just a little nitpicky thing, but I just wanted to make you guys aware of it, the listeners. If you look at the different team names, some guys will have their PlayStation names first, or some people will have their team name first, or some people will have some unique saying first. What we're going to do is we're going to make it to where, starting in Madden 18, when everyone picks their team, their username in GroupMe in our chat is going to say their team name. So, for example, mine is Colts, and then dash, and then your PlayStation name. So mine is Prime-Time000. And then if you have anything special, you can put in parentheses like so-and-so on the block, or my team blows, or something like that. For example, mine says just Colts -primetime 000 in parentheses commissioner, and I'll actually upload a screenshot so you guys can probably see that now. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. It's just a little detail, helps people schedule a little bit easier, and I think going forward, I think that's just the best way to go. Let me know what you guys think. This is going to be a short little podcast, but just highlighting the game of the week and everything. Oh, and actually, one more thing before I go. I wanted to bring up some interesting statistical records in the SML. If you hear clicking, that's me going through Daddy Leagues. Just briefly to go through here. The all-time in Madden 17 SML passing leader in yards and touchdowns is Andrew Luck. But rushing yards and rushing touchdowns is Tevin Coleman of the Buffalo Bills. Receiving yards is Des Bryant. He's got 1,600 receiving yards. That's the record. Andrew Luck had 61 touchdowns and 5,200 passing yards. The pass receptions is George Mangum with 95. And receiving touchdown is tied with T.Y. Hilton and Damiere Byrd of the Panthers with 24 each. And defensive sacks is Sean Sharp of the Carolina Panthers with 27. And then Lamar Lewis, the Colts, this middle linebacker I picked up, has 14. But it looks like Denver Broncos is actually going to break that record with B.J. Leach. He's already got 13 on the year, and we still got 4 or 5 games left to be played. So just some interesting little tidbits. And one more thing, actually, with these records. Just, very, very, just a ballpark idea I'm throwing out here. It's definitely not concrete or anything like that, but how would you feel about a SML Hall of Fame where we inducted maybe a member or two, maybe just one member per Madden cycle? So it would be a very, very limited class. So for Madden 18, or maybe Madden 19, we didn't, introduce one guy, and so on. Because you don't want to shroud the Hall of Fame with too many guys, but you don't, you don't. Because, then you'd be starting to put in guys who maybe might not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And, just based off of, you can't just stick a guy in the Hall of Fame because he, because we need to add another guy into the game. So that's why I'm saying one per Madden cycle. That probably didn't make too much sense. But, anyway, let me know what you guys think about the gist of an idea of a Hall of Fame, just in our SMLeague.freeform.net website. Anyway, guys, I'm probably just rambling on at that point, so why don't you guys just leave a comment or just post in social chat, and hey, you guys take it easy.